The man never expected that. Right after being reincarnated, just as he was about to check his gender, the maid beside him would mistakenly think he had wet the bed. Before he could even react, his pants were pulled down by her. To ease the embarrassment, he could only distract himself by eating. But to his surprise, after he finished eating, the maid pulled him into her arms, and this caused Jack to react uncontrollably. Jack was actually born into a noble family, and his father had married 2 wives. The first wife gave birth to 2 sons, while the second wife gave birth to Jack and his older sister. However, compared to all of that, what fascinated Jack the most was this world of swords and magic. In order to use magic as soon as possible, Jack learned how to read in just 2 days. Even his parents thought he was a genius, but when it came to studying magic, his parents felt it was still too early. At the very least, he should wait until he turned 5 and received a baptism at the church. Although Jack agreed outwardly, deep down he was extremely impatient. After returning to his room, he simply tried it out casually and actually managed to use fire magic. Fortunately, Jack stopped the spell in time, so the maid didn't notice anything. After the maid left, Jack tried again, but this time he nearly set the house on fire. After 2 weeks of study, Jack quickly came to understand the history of the kingdom, especially after learning that other races existed. His excitement refused to calm down. 3 years passed in the blink of an eye. Soon, Jack reached the age when he needed to receive baptism. This was also the first time he traveled far from home and saw the outside world. To help Jack understand what it felt like to be granted magic, his sister deliberately opened her status panel as a reference. After that, they arrived at the church. The 7 statues inside the church represented the 7 pillar gods who truly existed. As long as one prayed to them, they would randomly receive divine blessings. However, just as the priest finished reciting the ritual, all 7 statues suddenly burst into dazzling light. When Jack came back to his senses, he found himself in the world where the 7 gods resided. The god who governed light told Jack that his death in his previous life did not entirely match what was written in the script. Although Jack had been killed by a criminal while trying to save someone, even if he hadn't intervened, the criminal would have tripped on his own and been subdued by nearby civilians. In other words, Jack had died for nothing, and even indirectly worsened the criminal's sentence. Seeing Jack cry even harder, the god of life hurried over to comfort him. After all, Jack had still performed a good deed. That was why the gods of earth asked them to let Jack reincarnate into this world. Though there was some regret, Jack was still grateful that the gods preserved his memories of his past life. All 7 pillar gods admired Jack's spirit, so each of them granted him a different blessing. Some of these blessings were special and could only be understood after returning and testing them repeatedly. With time running short, the gods sent Jack back. Seeing the statues emit such brilliant light, his father eagerly wanted to check Jack's status panel, but recalling the gods' mischievous smiles, Jack couldn't shake a bad feeling, so he made an excuse and ran off to a corner. When he opened his panel, he was utterly shocked. All 7 of his blessings were max level. Fortunately, the gods had also granted him the ability to conceal his status panel. Only after the values appeared ordinary did Jack finally feel relieved. However, what Jack didn't realize was that he had still missed some numbers. When his father saw the 7 blessings and the absurd mana value of over 300,000, he was completely dumbfounded. After all, even royal court mages only had around 10,000 mana, and Jack was only 5 years old. Although his potential was limitless, if word ever got out, the nation would surely see Jack as a threat. After his father ordered everyone to keep this matter secret, Jack safely returned home. At that moment, the summoning spellbook on his bed caught his attention. After everything he had experienced,